Hello, hello everyone. Welcome, welcome. My name is Simone Jackson, creator of the Fab Grad, and today I am so excited because I am going to be sharing with you 7 interview questions every applicant should know. So if you're someone that's interested in career tips, business chats, and lifestyle content, then definitely hit that subscribe button and follow me over on Instagram at the Fab Grad. Let's get started. So I'm here to give you all the career tip tea, okay? These are 7 interview questions that are almost guaranteed to be asked in some shape or form at every single interview. Why? Because these are things that all jobs are looking for. So I've packaged them in a way that's really easy for you to journal and for you to think about, because the very first thing you want to know as someone who is interviewing for jobs are the people who practice before the interview are usually the ones that seem most prepared. If you practice your answers, you will come more prepared. I have an entire blog post about how to prep for an interview that's on my blog. I'll definitely link it down below. It'll give you even more tips on how to prepare. But today I'm going to give you 7 interview questions that will definitely come up in the interview. So let's get started. So the very first question that you want to free write about, and I want you to journal, think about it in terms of thinking about it like a story. Journal about a time when, right? So journal about a time when you made things easier at a company, okay? And so I'm looking at my notes, of course, if you see me looking down. Journal about a time when you made things easier at a company. This is basically describing a way that you have increased productivity, right? So if you were someone who, fixed something at work, right? And so it made it easier for everybody to do something. Or maybe you created a system in place so that it was easy to check people in and out. What's a time that you made something easier at the company that you worked at previously? So that's the first question. Second question is, think of a time when you were in charge of something or someone. So think of a time when you were in charge of something or someone. This is describing your supervision/management skills. All companies are looking for someone who can lead or who can at least be in charge of something with little to no supervision. Y'all have seen that on the job descriptions. Can you do something with little to no supervision? Because not everyone wants to baby someone. So think about a time when you were in charge of a front desk, when you were in charge of a person, when you were supervising, when you were managing some part of your job. Journal about that time. The third question is, think of a time when you were creative or innovative in your role. So this is really important because this describes your ability to lead. Leaders have vision. Leaders have creativity. They can see ahead of the team and know how to lead them. So make sure that when you are able to think about a time when you were able to be innovative and creative. This might be really easy for some and harder for others, but it's important that you're able to share that you can create a vision, and even more importantly, talk about how that vision helped the team in the long run. Okay, so you're sharing your leadership skills. The 4th out of 7 questions is, think of a time that you have collaborated with others. This is just so important, right? Have you ever had a time when you worked with another person? They want to know what that was like. They want to know how you work on a team. Sometimes they'll even think of silly questions like, what's your role on a team, and how do you share responsibilities? Or I've heard people say, describe yourself on a team in the form of an animal. And you're like, oh, I'm a whatever, right? They get really creative with these questions, but it's important for you to be able to make a very clear statement of when you worked with others and how that ended up helping the company. Whenever you are thinking of your answers, you always want to think of, does this answer prove that I helped the company in some way, shape, or form? Help the team grow, help the company grow, help the role be better. You always want to think about examples that are helping the company grow. So the next question is question number 5. Think of a time that you developed something from start to finish. So it's very important that people can have a very clear understanding that you know how to start a project and you know how to finish a project, right? A lot of times we say we have all the hard work, but can we see it through? You want to give an example that's very clear of it was your idea or it was an idea that was given to you. You were able to execute on that idea and then you were able to finish that up. Here's a pro tip for this particular question. What really makes applicants stand out is when you can share these 3 types of channels, if you will, within your interview. The first one being how fast you did something. So if there's an opportunity to share how fast you were able to, do something from start to finish, that helps them understand the type of worker that you are. If you're able, a second channel is if you were able to describe the environment that you're working in. Maybe you didn't have a lot of supervision around you, or maybe you didn't, maybe you were just working by yourself. That also helps paint the picture a little bit more of the type of work that you can do. And then the last channel is the role you played. Were you the person that started it to finish and you were the leader? Were you the person that helped to start to finish but you assist? So those 3 different channels, if you can ever touch on either of those 3 in any of the answers that we're talking about today, that's very helpful and tangible to prove to the company that not only can you do something, but you can do it in a particular time frame or in a particular environment or in a particular role. So that's my little pro tip in the video today. Let's move on to question number 6. This one is super straightforward. Everyone is always anticipating this question. The question is, what are your strengths and your weaknesses? Now, honey, don't get caught up in this too much, okay? Strengths are easy to write for me when I'm interviewing. The weaknesses that you get from me are going to be low maintenance, okay? Do the stuff that you know is not going to hurt you. I have heard people in interviews be like, I am always late and I'm never on time and I'm still kind of late, and then they were late to the interview. Like, you don't want to just do stuff that's just like a blatant unhire. You want to do things like, I'm someone, like, I like to say I'm very tasky, and so sometimes I can get laser focused on the details but have a hard time pulling out to see, what the bigger picture is for the group. Simple, okay? We want things to be simple. There are a ton of weaknesses on the internet. Look at one that seems most fit to you. Use that weakness and move on. So that is my particular tip. Maybe another career coach or career strategist will tell you something different, but I am of the belief that the weakness question should not be the one that tanks your whole interview, right? So just keep it neutral, keep it low maintenance. And then of course for your strengths, play up your strengths as best as you can. Now, the last question is question number 7. I hope I'm in the right order. Anyways, question number 7 is, think about a time that you made a mistake and handled it well. We've all made mistakes. We all know what it's like to make a mistake at work. But when you can share that you made the mistake, you identified what the mistake was, and were able to handle it well and move forward, those are the best stories. People are just making sure that you know that, yes, I make mistakes, but I learn from them and I move on. So if you can answer all 7 of those questions with the little gems that I put in about the channels and about having neutral certain weaknesses and things like that, you are going to do an amazing job in your interview. Again, you want to practice, you want to write about this, and most importantly, your answers should be as most related to the job you're trying to get as possible. If you did it in a fashion industry setting and you're applying to another fashion industry type of job, choose that example over maybe the place that you made a mistake at an ice cream parlor, right? Like, let's do something that is most related to the job that you're trying to do. But if anything, answering these questions and having a sample answer already practiced and set up, girl, You're gonna do fabulous. So again, my name is Simone, creator of The Fab Grad. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that it was helpful. If you are interested in more content like this, make sure that you hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any videos from me. And go ahead and follow me on Instagram at The Fab Grad so that we can continue to stay connected. All right, y'all, have a good one. Bye.